She's also in private practice in New York City. Dr. Berman has written 2 books, 100 Questions and Answers About Panic Disorder and Personality Disorders, which explain further the details in dealing with anxiety and other psychiatric conditions. She will speak about depression and anxiety and brain education today.
Okay, I know we're all exhausted, so I really am going to make it fast so that we can get on. So every day we take our brains for granted. We don't realize how lucky we are to have brains that work for us, brains that function. I'm a psychiatrist like Dr. Kim. I'm a medical doctor who specializes in mental illness, and I'm dealing with people with mental illnesses all day long whose brains work against them. So illnesses like major depression, schizophrenia, manic depression, dementia, anxiety disorders, all these are crippling diseases and crippling mental illnesses. And we psychiatrists, we're on the front lines taking care of patients, and we see this. And we see people whose brains don't work. So I would be so happy to have people's brains start working and get people healthy. I thought I'd just tell you a little bit about these different diseases, like major depression. In major depression, a person's brain is telling him that he's inadequate no matter what he does. Even if the guy is president of a company or he's a famous lawyer, his brain is telling him that he's inadequate, that he can't do anything, that he can't function, even though it might be exactly the opposite. So, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you tell yourself you're inadequate, you can't do anything, then it starts happening like that. And what I like about the brain education program here is that we're telling positive messages to people, to the children, and to everybody else. Now, we haven't actually applied any of this to psychiatric patients yet because that'll be very difficult. But maybe with some of the research, like Dr. Goldberg's questions and the different things that we're doing, maybe we could eventually start working with people with mental illnesses and help them, because they really need our help. Their brains don't function. And then also in a depressed patient, the person can't sleep, the person can't eat, the person can't do anything that you and I take for granted every single day. And they're really malfunctioning in all ways. In schizophrenia, it's even worse. So the person's brain starts hallucinating. They start seeing things that other people can't see. They start hearing things nobody can hear. And imagine trying to function if you're hearing voices while you're trying to do something, or you start hallucinating something visually. It's really difficult. And then in manic depression, a person is on a roller coaster ride, up and down. One day they feel great, they're up in the air, they're spending all their money, they're having sex with strangers, they're just full of energy. Yeah, it's terrible. And then a couple of days later, they're completely down and out. They can't get out of bed, they can't eat, they can't function. So, it's terrible. It's a terrible disorder. And right now we have medications that help them so that they're doing okay, but medications aren't that great. We really need to get some other things. Maybe the brain education will work for them. But as I said, we have to start working on the research for that. And then we have the poor folks with dementia who are really in bad shape. They can't remember where they are. They can't remember what day it is. They're lucky if they can remember who they are. And, we take all this for granted. We don't think about it. We get out of bed. We know who we are. We know where we are. We know what day it is. We're really lucky. We're really fortunate to have brains that are functioning like that. But our poor patients with mental illnesses, they don't have these privileges that we have. So I think it's great that we're going to start doing brain education and work with everybody and, start getting some functioning going. And we do need new treatments. We have medications, we have psychotherapies that have been around since the time of Freud, as Dr. Kim was telling you, but they don't work perfectly. We need some better things to help our patients and to help everybody. And so today we're going to try to get going like that. We're going to have the healthy body, the happy heart, and get a power brain for everybody. And I'm done.